Tonight we're going to be recognizing, for the most part, students, but at the end we'll say some nice things about some of our professors as well, some of their accomplishments. You're graduating, and I know that there are students here, and students have brought friends and family members, and we appreciate all of you for coming out today. I do want to remind you of some things, that you're graduating at a time when NEU is infusing the curriculum with global learning, which has led to the growth of the teaching of foreign languages, or modern languages, and classical languages, I should say, here at NEU. So it's a good time to be a teacher of foreign languages, and it's a great time to be a graduate having studied a foreign language. Now, you're graduating at a time when non-citizens are kind of viewed with suspicion. So you're a little bit different, but you're actually amongst the same sorts of people, because all of us professors, we went down that same route as well. I always joke with some of my friends, some of my colleagues, and say that I never, ever would have told, I never did or dared to tell my parents that I was going to study a foreign language. One of them still thinks I was going to be an accountant. But you know, you're, not that there's anything wrong with accountants. Some of my best friends are accountants, all right? So, but you're different. You study foreign cultures, literatures, and languages, and many of you have studied abroad too. And a lot of you, feel like you probably feel like you're just scratching the surface, because language study is a lifelong endeavor. So, you've learned a lot of things, it seems to me. There are many ways to express an idea in your first language, and then also in the foreign language to express the same idea. And so, languages hold ideas that are, and probably one thing you've learned is that languages hold ideas that are very cultural specific, which means that, for instance, Google will never be able to translate a page really, really reliably, although they're going to make a really good effort. But if you'll just indulge me for a second, let me just talk about bananas, okay? So the word banana, right? If you walk out of this room and talk to any of your friends, they'll have a single image of what a banana is. But if you go to a place like Venezuela, you might find banana, cambur, concha verde, cuyaco, guineo, pineo enano, pineo gigante, titiados, there's more, topochos, and then also plátanos, right? Now, so what? So many different ways to say bananas, right? We've all heard about it with snow and whatnot too. But look, studying words like banana and going abroad, you find out that there is a sort of a complex relationship between banana and, maybe I could say, and your breakfast, let's say, okay? So, study the word. I actually encourage you tonight, after you've had a couple of glasses of wine, study the word and go and see how marketing, study banana and go and see how marketing can shape ideas and your very desires, as a matter of fact. There's a very interesting history. You'll also see that public policy can have all sorts of implications. For instance, the creation of banana republics, and I'm not talking about the store, okay? Now, the language studies you have undertaken will also help you bring, and this is the important part, leaving all the joking aside, it really will help you bring perspective to your community and to the industry that you work in, or whatever line of business that you're going to be in. So tonight we're going to celebrate our students here today, and then we're also going to tell you a few things about our professors, and neither one of them is successful without the other. So I thank you for coming, and we're going to start with a recognition of our scholarship recipients, and we'll start off with Dr. Nicole Price.
Good evening. We had a lot of wonderful applications for the Burroughs Scholarship. It was really difficult to make a decision. We worked very hard, the three of us. Even up until this weekend, we were still trying to make the decision. There were lots of deserving students, but we only have enough money for 2. So the 2 lucky people are Kellen Brendel very impressive application, and Tara Wilson. They were really deserving students. We're very proud of them.
First of all, let me thank the members of the committee, Dr. Bernd Conrad, Dr. Nicole Price, and Madame Nicole Bosch for putting in the time and the deliberations for our recipient, Matthew Huff. I'm honored to introduce the 2 members of the family responsible for the generous gift of the Elaine Levin Memorial Scholarship, Pat Levin, Elaine's mother, and Kirsten, her sister. Matt is not here, I will embarrass him. It was only last year that Matt sat in our lower division German language classes, but he has had a rapid and impressive upward trajectory in his language skills and his plan for his German future, which is why we were all thrilled that he's walking in Elaine Levin's amazing footsteps. Like Elaine, Matt is genuinely driven to learn German, and like Elaine, he is not only enthusiastic, but downright irrepressible about how much he loves studying abroad. He's currently in Konstanz, and when we announced the scholarship to him, he wrote to me in an email filled with exclamation points and capital letters, and said that this scholarship will save him from 3 months of cleaning lady duties. He had been so determined to stay that he was willing to take up a scrubbing brush and a mop to finance his study abroad dreams. This generous scholarship will allow him the freedom to expand his study abroad experience beyond learning about cleaning products and cleanliness stereotypes. And his response was, I'll give it to you in German first, herzlichen Danke dafür, dass ich jetzt die Möglichkeit habe, weiter in Deutschland zu studieren und zu leben, ohne mich den Kopf darüber zu zerbrechen, woher und wie ich Geld bekommen kann. 2 very minor grammatical errors and an incredible sentence from someone that only had baby Deutsch from us.
You couldn't help yourself, could you?
We're very proud of Matt, and we're very grateful to the Levin family. Thank you.
Professor Ortega.
Buenas tardes. Hello, everybody. I'm Professor Cecilia Ojeda. I'm the Spanish section head. It's lovely to see you all. I've been asked to give the certificate of scholarship to one of our Masters of Arts in Teaching Spanish student. And before I do that, I want to briefly talk about our Masters of Arts in Teaching Spanish. It was a dream for us, the members of the Spanish section, and for about 10 years we tried to put it in place. Finally, in fall of 2004, the Masters became a reality, and it's hard to believe that 2 years from now we will have 10 years of a program. We have received very little support from administration for this program, so for us, faculty members, it's almost miraculous that we will complete 10 years. The people that apply to the Masters have to complete 36 credits of graduate level Spanish, all our classes are in Spanish. People have to complete a capstone project and pass comprehensive exams. The people that apply are, for the most part, but not all, Spanish teachers. Some of them do not have Spanish teaching degrees. They come from other fields. But if they have the right proficiency, we welcome them in the program. I am trying to count how many graduates we've had, and I cannot remember. So I'm going to say 20, but I'm probably not exactly right. Anyway, in 2009, was it, we received by a person, her name is Melinda Evans Portilla Lerma, a very, very generous scholarship of $5,000 so that one of our master's students would go to Spain for 2 months and learn about the culture and the history of Spain. I have never personally met Señora Evans Portilla Lerma, but we are tremendously grateful. We had Samantha Petri here who went to Salamanca last summer. And this summer, our winner goes to Alicante, España, which is in the coast, south of Barcelona. So I am so very incredibly proud to present this certificate to Señorita Graciela Herrera. Graciela, if you want to please come over. Felicidades, Graciela. Y que lo disfrutes.
Sí, bastante.
Okay, and I know that Graciela will come back with tremendous knowledge of the history, the culture, the music, the food of Spain, and we hope to keep these coming for at least 10 more years. Thank you.
So at this point, we're going to stop for a moment and recognize some of the students who are a part of or inductees in our, I would say, our growing honor society. So we've kind of taken a pause for a few years, accepting the area of German on our honor societies, but by really, let's say, groundwork by certain faculty members, we're now able to recognize some students in French, obviously German, and in Spanish. So right now I introduce Dr. Erica Hess.
Second. On behalf of the French section, it is my pleasure to recognize the tremendous academic achievement of our graduate, Katerina Soldanova. Katerina Soldanova is graduating with a BA in French, a BS in microbiology, and a minor in chemistry. And if I'm not mistaken, her GPA is 3.97, and she is an absolute joy to have in class. So I don't know if Katerina's here today. If not, maybe we can all give her a round of applause for a tremendously accomplished student. Katerina Soldanova, member of the Northern Arizona University French Honor Society.
Hi, good evening. I'm Rich Hill, Professor Richard Hill, emeritus, which means that I don't work anymore. I don't teach German classes at NAU anymore. But I'm very happy to be living back in Flagstaff again and having as much to do with my wonderful old home department, modern languages, and my section, the German section in that department, as I can possibly do. We have had for 25 years here the 25 years, 15, 16 years, and 25 years since I came to Tucson many, many years ago to U of A and brought along the National German Honor Society. We've had that active in this state. And our purpose is to recognize students who have, as in the other languages too, gone beyond the requirements and gotten interested and inspired and studied abroad or are preparing to study abroad. And we reward them for their industry. And we have tonight, I'm not sure how many nominees are here. 2 at my table, I know. Any others? Those nominees need to come forward right now. Das habt ihr nicht gewusst, was?
Leslie, Caitlin, Ashley, Hope.
Ich kenne ich vom Stammtisch. Die kenne ich nicht. Die Wunderbar. That's typically German to shake hands. You know, you shake hands coming, shake hands go. Just very quickly, rather than doing the whole spiel in German about the purpose of this foundation, of this fraternity, sorority, Ehrenverbindung, Honorary Society, Delta Phi Alpha. Just so that people know, it's not just Germany and Germans, but it's the German-speaking countries and the entire contribution of the German-speaking world and the history, and especially the cultural history of those countries. And I will simply proceed to the part that is the little oath, and I hope you don't mind being part of this, because you essentially are witnesses to this oath. And you're not supposed to read it. I will say the text, and then they will repeat after me my 4 candidates. Ich in your name. Ich. Wunderbar. Verpflichte mich auch weiterhin meine Kenntnisse der deutschen Sprache und Kultur zu pflegen und meine Mitgliedschaft in der Ehrenverbindung Delta Phi Alpha in Ehren zu halten. Kraft meines Amtes als Fakultätsberater heiße ich Sie in der Verbindung willkommen. Dankeschön.
They're gonna clean their yard for you?
Hi, I'd like to call up the graduating members of the Spanish Honor and Service Society that are here tonight. Callie Davis, come on up, girls. Teresa Ross and Rebecca Yakinen. Is Callie still here? All right, go ahead. Teresa and Rebecca. These 2 ladies have participated in the Hispanic Honor and Service Society, and they've just dedicated so much time to service projects such as Angel Tree. They sponsored children. They've done a Relay for Life team for a few years now. They've babysat at PTO meetings and Kill Up School. They've adopted a highway. Their service really impresses me, and their involvement in the Hispanic community here on campus. Rebecca Yakin has especially been an outstanding president for this club. She's graduating this year with a secondary degree in bio, secondary ed, and a minor in Spanish and chemistry. And we thank her for all her service. We thank you, Therese, and we're looking forward to the legacy you're passing on to the future students of this club.
So at this moment, we're going to take a few minutes to have the different language areas recognize their outstanding seniors or outstanding graduates. Now, this is kind of a mix because we have 3 languages in which we have actual degrees in, full programs, and then many languages in which we have minors, and we make no apologies for that whatsoever. As a matter of fact, we are as proud of our minors, or students who graduate with a minor language, as we are students who graduate with a major in one of our languages. So we've asked our section heads to come up and recognize either their outstanding senior or to say something about the fantastic things that their students are doing and or will be doing. So we'll begin with Dr. Xiaoyi Liu.
Thank you very much. My name is Xiaoyi Liu. I joined the Modern Language Department in 2010, and since when I worked as the Chinese lecturer as well as the supervisor of Chinese minor. But today is my first time to have the honor to recognize 2 graduates of Chinese minor. Although technically I didn't teach them, it's my great pleasure to recognize Sarah Kruger. Jessica Tang. Looks like they're not here, but I'm very happy to share with you that our Chinese work program is on the fast track in terms of development. We're cooperating with Suzhou University to develop this study overseas program in Suzhou. Last year we did it already, and this year I'm taking the program to Suzhou. And if the 2 Chinese minor students were here, I would like to say to them that by mastering Chinese, one of the most difficult language among the most difficult language for Western native speakers, they have broadened their horizon, and they have the ability of communicating with 1.3 billion. Still growing.
Good evening, my name is Patricia Frederick. I have the unique honor of presenting 2 different awards to the same person. Our Outstanding Senior Award in French, as well as the Outstanding Senior Award for the entire Department of Modern Languages. And both of those will go to Matteo Musumeci. Say something first. For the past few years, Matteo has become such a fixture in our department that I can hardly recall back to the time when he was just a young, innocent student in my French classes. But he was never just a student. He has always been a hard-working perfectionist and a truly gifted linguist. But beyond those talents, it is really Matteo's absolute devotion to and unflinching support of our extracurricular activities, not just in French, but in the entire department, that have set him apart for all of this year. He has done just about everything we do in this department, from our language tables, the Table Française, to our Modern Languages Day, to teaching for us in French when we needed him to do so, to working with Tim, doing whatever he could do in Tim's office, to presenting films in our French, to presenting films for our French Film Festival, and of course the French Theater Guild, of which he has been president for the past few years. I will, I'm getting there, As faculty advisor of that group, I've had the great pleasure of working very, very closely with Mateo on a number of different productions. Plays that he has directed, acted in, emceed, and done just about every odd job imaginable to ensure the success of those productions. Including, for example, what he and I did the other day, which was walk across campus, juggling in our hands candelabras and lamps that we took from the props in the theater department over to liberal arts for the performance that he will have the main role this Saturday night in Huis Clos, No Exit. And he is awesome in that. So do come and see. It's this Saturday at 6 p.m. in Liberal Arts 136. That is just one of the many crazy experiences we've had working on these plays, but they are moments that I will cherish. And in short, Mateo is a wonderful human being. He's a friend, and I can think of no one more deserving and to whom I would rather present this award. Congratulations.
So it's my honor to announce the outstanding senior of German, who is Kelsey Higgins. Kelsey's major is modern languages, German and Japanese, and she has two minors, linguistics and Asian studies. She's a member of Golden Key International Honor Society, as well as Delta Phi Alpha, the German Honor Society. During her sophomore year, she volunteered with her RA several times, revitalizing in front of the furniture barn. She noted it doesn't look too great right now, but that's beside the point, and I think she's right. She's also helped many times with the German Club highway cleanup, which we've had to cancel for tomorrow because it's supposed to be so windy, but we'll get to it. During her junior year, she studied abroad in South Korea at Korea University, where she studied linguistics and Korean. This was during a very tense time in the region with events in the Cheonan warship sinking. That November, North Korea shelled the island off the west coast of South Korea, sending the city into a panic. During the following semester, she studied abroad in Nagoya, Japan, where she took intensive Japanese classes. Her stay in Japan happened to coincide with the March 11th earthquake, and shortly thereafter, she helped the student union at Nazan University raise money for the affected Sendai area. So despite probably feeling rather jinxed, she managed to turn her stay there into a sequence of humanitarian aid. She has also worked in Pennsylvania at Camp Cayuga, doing primary arts, but she also happened to work with several Japanese campers there, helping them to feel more comfortable in work for their English. She chose this camp because she wants to work in the future with children, either teaching them English abroad or working with children with craniofacial anomalies, or as a speech-language pathologist, hopefully in Germany. In the last couple of years, as if this array of things that I've just told you has not been enough to want us to nominate her, she's also distinguished herself with rigorous coursework in German on contemporary literature, on Japanese and other minorities in Germany, as well as in translation studies. So we're very pleased to give this to Kelsey Higgins.
My name is Tia Okuba. I teach Japanese, and I have 10 students graduating with Japanese minor this semester. And I believe there's 2 here today. Lynn Vega back over there, and then Andrew Salcino. Did I miss anybody else who made it? No. So there's 2 here. And both of them studied abroad in Japan. And also both of them participated in a speech contest, I believe. Japanese have a statewide Japanese speech contest every year, and it's really tough work. They have to write the speech, memorize speech, deliver it in front of a big group of people, and actually the Lynn did it twice. So it was a great job for them to do so, and I'm very proud of them to graduating with a Japanese minor. But I especially want to thank you, Lynn, for your effort last year. Malila just mentioned about Kelsey's, the Ask Week fundraising stuff, but she was here and she was in charge of a lot of fundraising, especially for my, sorry, I'm kind of getting emotional because it was for my family too. So, thank you very much. And I'm very proud of you guys.
I was going to make it a long way around, but I decided not to. My name is Inez Nez. I also teach Navajo here, and we do have a Navajo minor this year, and her name is Sadie Begay. I'd like to just introduce you to her. Sadie is graduating this semester. She's majoring in Bales with a Navajo emphasis, but along the way decided to get a minor in Navajo. So we're very, very happy for her decision. And Sadie? Yeah, she's ready to do that.
I'm going to be talking about Yamile Ojeda. She's not here tonight. I'd like you all to send her some very, very positive vibes. She's taking her GMAT exams at this very moment. So let's take about 5 seconds and send her all the energy we can send her. She's a wonderful student. I'm sure she's going to do fine, but wouldn't it be fun if she actually felt a burst of energy right now? So take a moment, just send her all that energy. She's a marvelous student. She is getting her degree in Spanish. She's getting a degree in business administration. She's getting a certificate in international business. She is graduating magna cum laude, and I think one of the things that impressed me when I looked at the number of things she was doing at the diversity of the things she's done. She's a resident assistant, senior resident assistant. She belongs to the iFriends program, which is a program to help students from other countries feel comfortable here over a year. It's a long commitment. She belongs to a business and professional organization. She's National Residence Hall honorary representative, et cetera, et cetera. She does so many diverse things. As a professor, though, I think one of the things I appreciate the most, and I've had her 3 semesters, is she asks tough questions. She asks really tough questions. She's not afraid to ask. Courteous, always courteous, but never afraid to say, well, now wait, and ask really good questions. I think I appreciate that in a student about as much as anything else I can think of. So if I'm going to honor her for something, it's one, for being who she is, wonderful student, and for not being afraid to ask tough questions. When she graduates, and we all know she's going to with honors, she wants to go to the Thunderbird College of Business, which I don't know if you're familiar with it. Europeans seem to be much more familiar with it than we are, and people in other countries. It's a well-respected international business school, and she said that what she wants to do when she's done is she plans to develop her own business, and through its success provide her own and other people's children with the opportunity to do the same. So I'd like you to send lots of good vibes to Yamile Ojeda, and un aplauso.
And we just have a few more recognitions for students, and these come from various perspectives, and we'll start with Dr. Karina Calder.
Hi, so I'm Karina Colentine, and I have the privilege of working with the future language teachers, future French, future German, and future Spanish teachers. I'm their advisor. I teach, they're right on this table right here, a couple over here too. I teach their methods courses, linguistics courses, second language acquisition courses. What else do I do? Help them prepare to pass several tests, supervise them in student teaching, help them pass the exams they need to take to become a teacher in the state of Arizona, and then help them prepare for whatever comes beyond, which would be, of course, hopefully getting a job or moving on to graduate school. Our program, like all of the education programs at NAU, has a special accreditation. It's called the NCADE accreditation, and it has high standards for all students who are majoring in education at NAU. Our program has, of course, many standards and requirements that students in this program need to pass. One of them is to pass an oral exam. It's called the Oral Proficiency Interview at the Advanced Low Level, and that's what we're recognizing tonight. This is an oral exam of these students' abilities to speak French, German, or Spanish in a 30-minute interview by a native speaker in my office on the phone. No facial expressions or gestures to help them. They have to be able to carry on a 30-minute conversation with very minimal errors to pass. Indeed, I would say about 85% of current teachers practicing in the United States do not have this level of proficiency, though this is a really exclusive group. Let's see. They also have lots of other qualities, and so I'm going to tell you a little bit about their stories. So Corey Blackman, please come on forward. Corey's originally from San Diego. Is finishing a degree in Spanish education and English education in just 4 years, 1 semester abroad in Costa Rica with a 3.97 GPA. Pretty impressive, I would say. Most of these education degrees get you into the 5th year because of the student teaching. Not Corey. She just finished her student teaching experience at Mount Eldon Middle School MEMS here in Flagstaff, where she taught Spanish in the bilingual program. And that program is taught exclusively in Spanish. There's absolutely no English in that classroom. And so only the best student teachers get accepted into that student teaching program. She will begin our master's in teaching Spanish in the fall. And so let's give a round of applause to Corey. Next we have Jacqueline Gonzalez. Jackie is also doing a double major. She's finishing her degree in Spanish education and history education, and she's the first in her family to go to college. She grew up with Spanish in the home, but she also decided to expand her Spanish and studied 1 semester in Cuernavaca, Mexico, where she was able to learn about and visit places in Mexico that she hadn't been to before. She's currently student teaching at MEMS. I think she has 2 days left, and she's counting down the hours, I believe. No? Okay, sorry. Don't be doing that. And she's created some really interesting and creative lessons for the exploratory Spanish program at that middle school, where the students are learning Spanish prior to Spanish 1, if you can imagine something prior to Spanish 1. Jackie's in charge. Congratulations. Next we have Ryan Hollingshead. Ryan, come on up. Ryan is also completing a double degree, a double major in Spanish education and in music education with a 3.97 GPA. He's also a member of several NAU ensembles, including the Shrine of the Ages and the High Altitudes. If you've had a chance to listen to them, you'll be quite impressed. He also can play the piano and voice. He tells me voice is an instrument. I didn't know that. Well, good thing I'm not in the music department, right? Let's see, he spent a year in Puerto Rico some years ago, and he added the Spanish education program kind of late in his academic career, so he had to kind of bone up, get all of these courses done. I think one of the things that most impressed me about Ryan is that he lives and breathes Spanish. He's teaching his 1-year-old daughter how to speak Spanish. So, congratulations, Ryan. He'll be moving on to our master's in teaching Spanish in the fall as well, along with Jackie. All 3 of those first students are going on. We also have Mateo Musmechi coming up again. Mateo. So I don't know if there's a whole bunch that I can add after what Dr. Frederick added, but
there's enough room for us.
there's enough room for us. So I bet you didn't know that he was born in Thailand, raised in Italy, Singapore, excuse me, born in Singapore, and the United States, and there along the way learned French, of course. He completed last semester the French education degree and also a philosophy minor. He spent a year in France in a teaching program and student taught at Prescott High School last semester. He also presented a workshop at our State Language Association conference last year before he'd even graduated. And he's already talking about submitting a proposal for our fall conference as well. I think that shows a lot about his dedication to teaching and sharing ideas about teaching. He will begin this fall in NAU's Masters in Teaching English as a Second Language, the Masters in TESOL, and he'll also be teaching Italian and French classes here at NAU. Congratulations. And Caitlin Potter, we call her Katie. So Katie here is completing a Spanish education degree with a 3.87 GPA. She spent part of a summer and a whole semester in Cuernavaca, Mexico, and has also traveled to Ecuador and Costa Rica. She also travels regularly to Sonora, Mexico. Katie is finishing student teaching at Mingus Union High School in Cottonwood, just south of here. And she is moving on. She is looking for a job. She has an interview on Monday, so if you see her in the buffet line, please be sure to wish her extra good luck. I know she's going to do great. Congratulations. Lindsay Stout.
Lindsay.
So Lindsay is originally from Albuquerque, completing a major in Spanish education and a minor in English with a 3.89 GPA. She spent a summer in Spain, and there she had a chance to see and visit and learn about all of the places that she had learned about and read about in her Spanish civilization courses. She's currently student teaching at Sinagua Middle School. She's exceptional in many ways, her teaching, but I think what I appreciate most and would like to clone for many reasons is her patience. And so if you know any 6th, 7th, or 8th graders, or you remember yourself as a middle schooler, you will understand the level of patience required to teach in a classroom with some 30 6th, 7th, or 8th graders. Lindsay will be getting married this summer and hopefully be entering the job market at some later date. Congratulations. Elsa Yarger. Elsa is originally from Mexico. She's been attending college for many years, mostly part-time. She graduated last semester with a 4.0. Incredible. Many of those courses are taught in English, and English is her second language. So of course she's getting the Spanish degree. The courses in Spanish are taught in Spanish, But at the time, all of the education courses she needed to take, as well as math and English and history, liberal studies, all of those courses were all taught in English. So a big tribute to her on that. She graduated last semester with her Spanish education degree after student teaching at Prescott High School. She's currently working in the Ash Fork School District as an ESL teacher. Way to go, Elsa. Thank you.
As part of our master's program, we have our students teaching lower level Spanish classes, 101, 102, 201, 202, and starting next semester, some 300 level classes. And we have come to rely on their talents to teach. They are all doing an outstanding job. They're getting very, very high SEIs, evaluations by their students. And I really feel that I am perhaps not the appropriate person to present this award. The person responsible for their magnificent skills in teaching is Dr. Julia Ascension, who I would like for her to stand up. Dr. Ascension is the person responsible for training, mentoring, teaching our teachers. And without her, our Masters of Arts in Teaching Spanish program would truly not exist. So I'm going to depart from the program a little bit, and I'm going to let Dr. Ascension present Claudia Benke and this award. And Claudia, if you could please come over here. The faculty, the graduate college, every year presents the best graduate teaching assistant of the university. And there are many people that, that apply for that award and that honor. And this year, Claudia Benke, an outstanding Spanish teacher, Profa Benke, she won the award by the graduate college. But I'm going to let Dr. Ascension tell you a little bit more about her outstanding teaching skills.
I just want to begin by saying that the department nominated 2 of our graduate teaching assistants. One of them was Samantha Petrie and the other one was Claudia Benke. And that doesn't mean that the rest of our teaching assistants are not good enough. They are really amazing, and as I said, we depend on them to teach our lower level division classes. But this year we have 2 nominees, proposed nominees to the award, and then Claudia Benke received the award. Claudia is just a natural teacher. I would say I didn't have to do much training with her at all. She also took some classes with Karina Colentine and undergraduate in teaching methods. So she has a really strong background in teaching. And is also a teacher that is committed to do community service too. She has volunteered with an organization called Amigo de las Americas, working in Panama, and now after graduating is going to Peru as a supervisor for that organization and doing social work there in Peru. And Claudia also, along with Samantha Petrie, has also served to the profession as the representative for the Arizona Language Association of Teachers here in the northern part. So that's also good to know, but to recognize. And also very committed to share her ideas and resources with other teachers, but presenting in different local, regional, and national conferences in which language teachers go and share their ideas too. So it's really an honor to present this award to Claudia. And we are wishing her and the rest of our graduates too in the master's program the best of the luck and success in all the professional endeavors that they are going to find after the graduating. So thank you.
I'm going to stay up here because I'm going to introduce to you those graduate students that are graduating this May. And all of them represent an incredible bunch of people. We are very, very proud of Claudia again, Elena, you all come over here, vengan para acá, por favor. Clara is not here, Mary Lidham, and Samantha Petrie. These are all outstanding Spanish teachers who have been working with us for the past 2 years. I'm going to talk a little bit about each one of them because they have all been my students, and Joe Collentine students, and Julia Ascension students, and Karina Collentine students, and Ed Hood students, and Juanita Heredia students, and Nicole Price's students. Elena Belkin.
And Bob Newstead.
Who did I miss?
Bob.
Bob Newstead students. Sorry. Elena Belkin is one of our MAT students who will continue pursuing a PhD in linguistics at the University of Florida. You would be the, I believe, 4th of our students who will continue at a PhD program. Elena is working and is very focused on linguistics studies, and she has been an outstanding teacher. She loves Chicano literature. I remember when she took my class, she did a wonderful presentation on Sandra Cisneros' book, and I know you will be incredibly, incredibly successful.
Prizes. Thankfully, we had 2 prizes. The second place winner for our annual translation contest almost made me think there should be a prize for the most involved German student. Someone who was involved before she even arrived because she began emailing me about our program, our offerings, our extracurriculars over the semester and summer before she ever came to NAU. Brianna Winnie volunteers consistently for everything that we do in the German program, from the highway cleanup to the German Day in the Union to countless things that I come up with, sometimes without much warning. And she's always willing to take on even the thankless cleanup part with a shy smile and a willing heart. Her translations were very difficult because it was a short story that was based on a pun, on a play on words. And as we know, humor is incredibly difficult to translate. And when you combine it with a play on words, it becomes exponentially difficult. It was written by a Turkish-German Berlin student, and she showed that she understood the humor as well as having insight into the language. So we look forward to more great things from Brianna when she takes Dr. Conrad's 350 next semester. She receives a gift certificate donated by the NAU bookstore and a lanyard from the Goethe Institute, as well as this lovely certificate. Brianna. Translation prize also made me wish for a new prize category, Outstanding Newcomer. Caitlin Sarah arrived at NAU after having had only 1 year of German, in high school, mind you, but her spoken and written German has already caused jaws of every German professor to drop in amazement. She immediately took advantage of the new H course designation to design her own honors German course for German 499, Diversity in Translation. As part of 499H, she tutored her fellow students, helped lead discussions, and wrote a lengthy paper, incidentally on translation of the Bible. Her winning translation contest entry demonstrates her grasp of syntax, of cultural fine points, and what a balancing act a translation can be. We think we've persuaded her to study German in addition to her business economics major. She receives a gift certificate donated by the NEA bookstore and a set of translated books by Isabel Allende, T.C. Boyle, Italo Calvino, and John Irving. And I think over the summer she can compare her translation skills with the translators of this book. Katie.
And that actually is, it can be a really good thing, to tell you the truth. From my own personal experience, I have a chip on your shoulder because you go at things with an attitude, but you also always feel like you're swimming upstream, right? You know, but that's good. That's good for people in this room because we tend to do really good things, I think. And as the department chair, I first want to say thank you to all of the faculty members who have helped all of you wonderful students move along in your careers. And I think it'd be great if the students were to give a round of applause to the faculty members. Of our academic life here for 2 seconds, but they are worth noting. So two of them, there are two major awards that are being given to Dr. Julia Ascension Delaney here, and she will be awarded the 2012 Post-Secondary Teacher of the Year from the Arizona Language Association. So. Let me boast about our faculty in this regard. This is the second Julie, I'm not going to put her on the spot and have her come up here, but let's just get some facts straight here. That out of the last 5 years, okay, of the graduate assistants who won the Graduate Assistant Award of the Year, 3 of those have come from modern languages, and the top award is only given to 1 student. It's not like it's an award that's given to 4 or 5 people. So 3 of those have come from modern languages in the last 5 years of all the graduate teaching assistants on campus. And many of us would argue that that is due to Julia Ascension. So. Now, one person I will put on the spot, but I don't think this will bother him, and that is, it could, it is Dr. Robert Neustadt, and he just won what is called the Provost Award for Faculty Excellence in Global Learning, and this is a new award that is given out to the faculty member that is deemed to be most influential on campus in promoting this new globalization effort to infuse the curriculum across campus, not just in modern languages, but across campus with this notion of globalization. And I thought I was special nominating Bob for this award, and I found out that I was one of 6 areas on campus that nominated Bob for this award. So I am very humbled, but he is actually most deserving of it for, I would say, I don't know what the other people nominated for, but for our part, it was for his work on bringing students' attention to border studies, let's say. But I wonder if I could put Bob on the spot to maybe say a word about what it is you did in terms of globalization, maybe related to our department for a second. You mind?
Do you have a preference on what language I give this improvisation?
It's your award, so yeah.
I think I was given the award because I successfully convinced the department to change its name to the Department of Colonial Languages, Literatures, and Culture. Something more or less like that. And I have also been taking students to the border to try to draw attention to the conditions on the border and to open students' eyes to the fact that global learning does not need to be on the other side of the world. Arizona is pretty much another planet to itself, and we are bordering other countries. So thank you very much.
And then, well, I'm almost done. And one thing that I think is really cool on campus, and I don't know if this is Rick Brandel's area, is that right? For the Golden Axe Award, is that right? Is that your area? Did you handle that? Or? And this is Rick Brandel, he's the Dean of Students, is that the title? He's also the father of Kendall Brandel. The Golden Axe Awards, so I'm probably going to stick my foot in my mouth, but the Golden Axe Awards are really interesting on campus because it's given to students for their academic achievements, but also they nominate, or they refer to and nominate a professor who was very, very influential during their career. And Time was nominated by Matteo Musumeci. Bob Neustadt was nominated by Colleen McGillicuddy. I don't know if and Leandra Thomas, is she here? And she nominated Dr. Evangeline Parsons Yazzie. And Emil Ojeda Salazar nominated Karen Shire. And thank you for your interest in modern and in foreign languages and classical languages, as she came to say. Global languages. Very sorry. That's right. Think globally and culturally. Okay? So, and thank you for coming and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Es hat so eine Geschichte gegeben, wo Gabi mit dem Fahrrad bei dem Boot gestartet ist.
I was going to say that before